How do top guys maintain locker room control without creating resentment?
That is an easy question. Top guys, so there's only two ways about it. You're either a top guy that maintains control with lots of resentment because you're maintaining control by using your influence with the office, holding that over people's heads, or you're a top guy that maintains control via respect. If you are so respected by your peers, then the control of the locker room comes naturally. If you are a locker room leader, you're a natural leader. And, and being in a room full of men who are, alpha, let's face it, professional wrestling is an ego-driven business, So those individuals that in a room full of those type of personalities can rise up and naturally gain the respect of their peers. I give Undertaker as a perfect example. Not to say that there weren't people that didn't resent Undertaker or didn't like him, but overwhelmingly he was liked and respected. And, I've talked about this before where you asked about the fear of that a veteran will thrive from where a rookie, where it might harm them. And I said, I got to a point where for me, it wasn't fear about messing up in front of the fans. It was fear about disappointing the person I'm working with. And one of the worst things ever was to come back from a match with Taker and have him just tell you it was bad or that you didn't, just disappointment, just like, oh man, I let him down. I let the dead man down. I'm sorry, man. I promise we'll do better tomorrow. And that just comes from him being a leader in spirit. Like Taker used to work hurt all the time, injured a lot. Like my first overseas tour, first or second, he had broken ribs, and he was
Still working
broken
every
ribs. Yeah, and he was out there, or maybe cracked. He had a severe, serious rib injuries, and he was out there working with Mr. Kennedy every night, doing 15, 20 minutes. And I remember afterwards, because they had different locker rooms, and I was fortunate to have been one of the young guys that was invited to dress in the locker room, like watching them come and untape him, because ribs, that's all they could do. You can't, so they would just tape up his ribs and cush him up real good, and then Ken had to work around Taker's ribs, and Taker had to give the best match that he could give enduring that pain, and a guy that does that earns your respect. That's leadership by example. Hey, when we're hurt here, we work through it. And again, it was a different time. Nowadays, somebody that hurt, unless it's like a major pay-per-view, you don't have to do that now. But that was a different time. And then Taker was the guy that did that.